Yay, I'm so excited to be here with Kirsten Kelly. I feel like I haven't done this for a little while. I've taken a few weeks break, so it's really fun to be back. And especially with Kirsten, you are going to find this vibrant, alive, magnetic energy that when I first saw your material, I was like, "Oh, I want to connect with you. I want to hear more from you." And Kirsten is an embodied healing practitioner, and has the most elegant way of articulating the beautiful overlaps between like the goodness of New Age and like the goodness of religion and finding the narrow way of Jesus, which we're going to totally get into today. But those are some of the things that really drew me to you. And I am so excited to hear about your journey, Kirsten, and just what's on your heart right now. So thanks for being here.
Thank you, Kate, for having me. And as soon as you reached out, I was like, oh, I love her. I already love this energy. I love the name of the podcast. I love it all. I was so excited and eager to
Yay.
to be here with you today. So thank you.
I love that. Yay, I'm so glad. I would love to first begin by simply hearing from your voice who you are and what you're up to, anything from your mission in life, like what gets you out of bed excited in the morning, to what you love to do when given a free afternoon.
Ooh, okay. I like starting this way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My name is Kirsten Kelly. I'm a mama
Beautiful
of
name.
three.
And I'm
Thank
just
you.
realizing we're both K K.
KK, you're right. We have the same initials.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
We
unusual.
vibe.
Sweet. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. I love it too.
I'm glad you pointed that out.
Sorry to
Yeah, I'm
interrupt.
I'm a mama of 3, and my
Mm,
husband and I and our kids, we live in Costa Rica, and that's been its own journey of
yeah.
following and trusting and letting our intuition and connection with God lead us.
Mm.
Um, what's alive right now is honestly just I am like obsessed with Jesus. I feel like a little bit like a
Oh,
stalker. Like
cute.
I'm
I love
so
it.
I feel like I have this memory of like
Mm.
relationship, of like
Oh,
real human relationship with him. And I can't get enough of all materials because we
oh.
only have really not much of his life in the Bible, right? And that's a
Wow.
whole that's a whole uh Pandora's box of scripture in itself of like how much was edited, how much was audited, how much was left out. And so I'm like consuming everything I can that I
Yeah.
can get a hold of about Jesus,
Yes.
just to like,
Yes.
even if it's not all entirely true, but just to feel like if you were like separated from one of your parents for your whole life and then all of a sudden you realize you had a parent, right? And you would want to like know everything about them. You would want to
Yes.
know, and that is how I'm feeling right now, that like
Yes.
I'm reconnecting to this person that I know inside of me, but I don't know like up here. And so I'm like anything I can get my hands on about, like I started watching The Chosen. I'm reading
Oh.
the Essene Gospel of Peace, which he
Oh,
Jesus
cool.
contributed to.
Oh, cool.
Uh
Where's my
w-
notebook? Ah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Write it down. I can give you a list too.
Yes, please
Um
do.
there's like these books called The Lost Teachings of Jesus. There's a series
Oh,
of them.
cool.
And so again, we don't know how much of it is like 100% true, but it gives us these like nuggets of
Yes.
more of who he was, right? Because it's really hard to have relationship with someone you don't know. You
Wow.
know, you're like, okay, you can have experiences like Jesus shows up all the time, right? Like you could
Yes.
feel the presence, but you're still sort of
Yes.
like, who are you? Like,
Yes.
how do I know you more? You know? And
Wow.
so that's kind of what's lighting me up right now is
Oh.
really diving into that, and then realizing how much of what he came here was literally, it was literally showing us we have the same biological, he was fully human, right? Fully
Yes.
human and fully God.
Yeah.
And he was showing us what it means to walk
Mm.
on this earth, to walk
Mm.
on this planet, like
Mm.
our ability, our capability, our connection, our
Oh.
potential. And that's what's it's just been so exciting. Like, that is the good news. The good news
Wow.
to me isn't that we're so terrible and awful
Right.
that he had to come and die, and he died for us,
Yes.
and so we're, like,
Yes.
at a break even. Like, that's not you know? That's, to me, not the good news. The good news is actually not that we are so sinful and terrible and awful that he
Yes.
came and died for us to, like, put us at this break even of being, like,
Yes.
okay and saved from hell. It's actually that we actually have this ability to be like him. Not just
Yes.
like him in being good and kind and loving, but actually see miracles, connect to God in a way that we don't even realize is possible, like
Yes.
be this embodiment of like pure light.
Yes.
So
Oh, that's so
I just dove
stunning.
in, but that
Yes, that is
that's
so
like
stunning. Yes. You know when you I feel I'm having an experience of feeling like I'm hearing you speak my heart
mm, mhm,
and feeling like and I kn I love, like, some of our in our email exchange in preparation for this, like you've said, like, "sister," and used that language, and as you're talking, I, like, feel that
mhm,
and feel this, like, long lost sisterhood that I'm hearing you
mhm,
speak, and
mhm,
I'm, um, just the truth of it and the alignment with which you speak it and the security with which you speak it, it feels like it mirrors what I am trying to cultivate in my own life, and I just thank you for it, and I thank also social media for it, which I don't always love.
it
But
has
I'm
its perks.
glad that it helped me find you and experience that.
Mhm.
It's a gift.
Um, I love that you pointed that out because there really is this sister and brotherhood of those of us that have walked these paths before to
Mm,
like either together or even just similar paths, and there's like this
yeah.
frequency match that
Yes.
we feel when we find each other, and there's like an alignment and an activation that happens of like, oh god, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
this, I remember, it's like we get to
Yeah.
skip timelines and skip over all of this, like, I don't know, human experience that we get to like bypass, not bypass,
Yes.
but
Yes.
accelerate through.
Yes.
And when we meet each other and we wake it up, we're like
Yep.
awakening each other
Yes.
as we
Yes.
find each other,
Yes.
and it's so beautiful. It's so
It really is. It's really cool.
yeah, and the more you live it, the more like you feel my truth in it because it's become my like we are sister. You are my sister. Like
Yes.
we're in
Yes.
this, like
Yes.
this crazy timeline together where we're just the world is over here and we're like, okay, yeah, but we're going to do our thing because we know this is what's true. And we know that
Yes.
this is the path that we are so authentically being called to.
Yes.
And then we find each other and then it's like confirmation, right? That
Yes.
like, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and I love what you said about having relationship with Jesus and knowing him and developing that friendship. It's so, so beautiful. And there's so much more I want to dive into there. And I would also love to first, like, could we get a picture of how did you grow up? What was your faith, spiritual, religion experience like as a kid and growing up that kind of led you to this space that you're in?
Yes. I love this question. And I grew up Christian, very Christian. And there was a short period of time where I really was upset about that. Like
Mm.
deep in my deconstruction, when I
Yeah.
realized how much of what I experienced that was challenging in my psyche, in my
Yeah.
emotional world, of shame, so much that I was given through Christianity and religion that I was
Yeah.
upset about,
Mm.
that like,
Yeah.
oh, this is where that you're actually where this came from, right? And so there was a long time,
Hmm.
a period of time
Yeah.
where I wish that I wasn't raised Christian
Uh-huh.
and could have just had a clean slate. But now I can look back at that time
Yeah.
and see that I was taught and I was learning and I
Mm.
was
Mm.
experiencing.
Yes.
everything that I needed to experience
Yes.
to bring me through each phase,
Yes.
right, of life. And as it was my teacher, it was my
Yeah.
school, it was my life
Oh,
school, and it brought me
yes.
to where I am now.
Yes.
And so I was raised Christian, very traditional, man is the head of the household, the wife is, equal but submissive and not really
Uh-huh.
truly equal.
Yep.
Um yeah, church every Sunday no matter what. You could have been running a fever, you would get ibuprofen and we were going to church. That kind of
Yeah. Yep.
that kind of vibe. And that was the childhood, it was
Yes.
ingrained, it was definitely conditioned. And I received a lot of gifts from it too.
Mhm.
I think there were a lot
Mm.
of I think children do need a container
Mm.
of a belief system. I
Mm.
think it can feel really scary and insecure, not secure to not have that kind of container, to not
Uh-huh.
have some clear boundaries, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, and then be able to grow out of that. So that is
Yes.
why I am grateful that I
Yes.
had that experience.
Yes.
Um, it gave me a foundation
Mm.
because even to this day, like I never lost God is there. I
Yes.
never lost God is for me.
Yes.
I never lost that there's someone, something guiding me and has a bigger picture that I can't see.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I really held on to. And I think those are really fundamental truths that are
Yes.
really helpful, when things get hard.
Yes. Even in
Um,
your deconstruction, you didn't lose that?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So that was childhood. And then, teen years into early adulthood, it was a very loose, yeah, I'm a Christian, didn't really go to church. I went through phases of being in and out of like connection with God. Um, I lived in LA for a couple years and there was a really cool season where I was obsessed with studying the Greek and
Cool. Yeah.
Hebrew, like the
Yeah.
original translations. And I think
Yeah.
that actually kind of helped kickstart some real truth investigation, like, oh, that word actually means this, and
Yes.
that word actually means this, like just some
Yep.
critical thinking, just like greasing those pipes of critical thinking.
Yep.
So I'm super grateful for that season, that was a piece.
Yes.
Um, and
Can I
then I
ask
got
why you were in
married.
LA? Sorry to
So
interrupt.
no, no, in my past life, I was a hair and makeup artist, like a celebrity hair and makeup
Oh,
artist, and
cool. Yeah.
was out there. Yeah, working with an artist
Yeah.
and living there, and it was amazing. It was my college experience. I was like
Yeah.
19, 20,
Yep.
and that was definitely my like living on my own, away from family in a new place. It was a really fruitful, beautiful, like yeah, awesome season of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat. And then sorry, you were
And
gonna
then
say and then you got married.
yeah, and then I moved
Yeah.
back home, which was Nashville, Tennessee. Moved back
Oh,
home.
okay. Yeah.
And, that's where I met my husband. We met at church, so that was
Same.
cool. I love that. It's like you
Yeah.
wanna meet someone at church, but it doesn't always happen that
Yeah.
way, it's
Yep.
not always a
Yep.
guaranteed thing, so, yeah, we met at church. We fell in love, obsessed with each other, got married, and then left the church, basically,
Yeah.
um, and started our own path of slow deconstruction.
Yeah.
And hell for us was the one big thread that like
Okay.
unraveled the sweater.
Yep.
And hell is super fascinating. I don't know if you want to go on a tangent, but
Sure. I love a
um
tangent.
we can come back around to the rest
Yes.
of the
Yes.
story. But hell for us was the really big thing. Like, God, if hell is real,
Right.
like literally, if all of these people who have not accepted Jesus into
Right.
their life, into their
Yes.
heart, said the prayer, got baptized, and do all the things that Christians believe
Yeah.
must happen to go to heaven for eternity,
Yep.
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot
And
of people.
we're just okay that they're just going to
Right.
spend eternity burning. Like, it became so real to us that like we need to
Yes.
know if this is true,
Yes.
because if this
Yes.
is true, then this is the biggest deal
Right.
on planet Earth. Like, this
Right.
is the
Right.
if your life is this much and eternity is forever, then, like,
Right.
that's a way bigger we need to quit our jobs. We need to, like, build a
I
team.
love
We need to be
right.
evangelizing every moment. Like,
Right.
we don't want the blood of eternity and for these people to be on our hands. Like, that feels so it just felt really big. Like,
Yes.
we gotta figure this out. So, we did what you do. You turn to scripture. And
Mm.
it was surprisingly quiet about
Mm.
hell, especially in the New Testament.
Mm.
I think
Wow.
Jesus uses the word hell maybe 11 times, but you would think that if it were like that were the point of this
Yes.
life is to
Yes.
accept Jesus into your heart so
Yes.
you don't burn for eternity. That
Right.
would be that would be the message,
Right.
right?
Right.
The
Right. Like
apostles, Jesus,
right.
everybody was gonna
Right.
be, "You're gonna burn in hell, please." Wouldn't that be
Yes.
so much more of a primary message?
Yes.
And
That's
so,
so true.
we
Right.
dug further and
Yeah.
we, went back to the etymology of these words, and the original words, there's 4 words that
Okay.
are used that they all turned, all of them were translated to mean hell.
Okay.
And Hades,
Yeah.
Sheol,
Yeah.
Tartarus, and Gehenna.
Yeah. I have never heard
And
this.
you haven't?
No.
Oh, I'm writing a book about it. I cannot wait. I'm so
Yes.
excited because it's huge.
Yes.
And none of those words in the original text, if you look up the definitions of those words,
Yep.
none of them are eternal torment.
Wow.
And you have to look at what the writer was
What
originally
the heck?
saying. Yes, you have
Right.
to look at what the writer and who the audience was and what they were hearing and what it meant to them to hear these
Yes.
words.
Yes.
It was only later changed and influenced by Augustine to mean eternal
Mm.
torment. That was his
Mm.
contribution to history.
I didn't
Um,
know that either.
mhm.
And when was
And it became
Augustine
ingrained.
alive and around?
I want to say 300 to 400 BC.
Okay.
No, not BC. Um, after Christ.
Got it. Yeah.
300 to 400 range. So, yeah. Mm. And so the original church, when you look at other texts, when you look at other manuscripts,
Yeah.
eternal damnation was never even something that they even believed in
Yeah.
or talked about.
Yeah.
So that's my hell tangent. So that was a
Yes.
really big deal. So we were like,
Really
okay.
big deal. Right.
And there's more. There's like way more books to read and way more
Yep.
context but that's like the nutshell, right? Of
Yes.
whoa, this has actually been really manipulated
Yes.
by religion to
Mm-hmm.
maintain control,
Yes.
to be the middle person between God
Oh,
and human.
right.
Um, so
So
we
well
got
said.
there
Oh my
and
gosh.
we were
Yes.
think
Yes.
once you see it, you can't unsee
Right.
it, you know?
Right.
It's like I don't think I could ever believe in eternal damnation. I would need some really convincing evidence. All of the words, most of the words have to do with your experience in this present life,
Okay. Yep.
suffering as a person on earth, not
Yes.
suffering for eternity.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, so we were like, well, what
Hmm.
else? What else have we
Yes.
been lied to or, believed? What else have we
Yes.
chosen to believe that is
Yes.
inaccurate, that is not true? And so it just kind of took us on this deconstruction, really for
Hmm.
most of our marriage.
Wow.
Um,
Really incredible that you did that together.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really profound and
yeah.
beautiful and rare, I think.
I think it is. And it wasn't always easy. It wasn't always like,
Yeah.
we're in this together and we're believing we still don't believe exactly the same things.
Yes.
My husband really takes more of an agnostic stance,
Okay.
whereas I feel like deeply, deeply enthralled in like Christ and God
Yes.
and,
Yes.
and we're on our paths. But I think breaking out of that Christian hierarchy of how
Yes.
the roles need to look,
Yes.
finding our sovereignty as
Mm.
an interdependence and not a
Yes.
codependence on, well, I'm only safe if we're believing the same thing.
Right.
Um, that was a whole healing process in itself through that
Mm.
journey, through this
Yes.
journey, you know?
Yes.
Is like I'm okay to believe what I ultimately there are so many of the same things that we do believe.
Yes.
There's just different paths attached to those, you know?
Yes. And now where you are, how do you bridge together religion and spirituality?
Yeah.
What is
So
that like for
let me
you? Like
circle
the
back.
yes, yes.
Let me
Please
circle this. I
do.
think this will answer that. Let me circle back. So
Yeah.
we went on raised Christian, went through deconstruction, went
Yes.
through a whole, pretty much since we were married, it was like inner healing,
Mm.
spiritual awakening,
Yes.
lots going on inside of both of us. And
Yes.
like most people, 2020 was a huge year. We had
Yes.
already been working, maybe 6 years on healing and therapy and new ideas and
Mm.
changing your mental state, changing your
Yes.
brain
Yes.
chemistry, all those things, and then 2020 hit, and it was like just like rapid acceleration in that direction.
Yeah.
And um that's when we started exploring other forms of spirituality purposefully, right?
Yes.
And so specifically very new age ideas, which at the time I wouldn't have said was new age. At the time I wouldn't have been like, "Oh yeah, we're going into the new age."
Yeah.
It was more of like a
Let's try new
slow
age. Yeah.
introduction
Yeah.
of plant medicine and crystals and um alternate forms of like past life regression
Yeah.
and these types of things, which
Yes. Yes.
truthfully, don't not believe in those things in the right form, in the right context, at the right time.
Yeah.
I would say that I no longer believe in them as a container of this is what spirituality looks like. Like these are the things you have to do to
Mm.
get to God. It
Yes.
actually wound up being its own form of religion.
Uh-huh.
It was like the religious spirit is still very
Yes.
much alive, and,
Right.
it's like you have
Yes.
to have this kind of clothing and this kind of setting and this kind of crystal, and you have to have all it was very still
Mm.
a an expectation of what you needed to do to
Yes.
get to God or to experience
Yes.
God.
Yes.
And ultimately always came back to the self. That was my
Yes.
experience with New Age. It came back to what do I want to manifest? I am God. Um, I'm the ultimate source. I'm connected to source, but I'm also the ultimate source. I get to
Yes.
create whatever I want. And the
Mm.
that actually I actually needed to learn that though.
Yes.
I needed to learn that I do have power, that I
Yes.
do
I hear
have
you. I hear you.
a biological ability to
Yes.
create,
Yes.
to what it was lacking was like, what is my agreement with God that
Yes.
I am here to create
Yes.
rather than what do I want or,
Yes.
what am I? It really just all came back to the self.
Yes.
So we traveled the new age for a while and never fully I didn't ever fully resonate with a lot of the people, a lot of the language. I still just kind of one foot in, one foot out. Like I like
Yeah.
some of these experiences. I like
Right.
some of these um truths. I like some of this
Yes.
revelation, but I was
Yes.
never like fully immersed in like my mage goddess, there
Right.
wasn't,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
was there, it was like
Right.
that was my path for a while. And
Yes.
then last July, yeah, last July, I
Okay.
remember this very specific day.
Yeah.
I was at home alone. Kids
Yeah.
were out at school and their various places. My husband was gone, and I came across this post from this woman,
Yes.
and she was sharing about her exit from the New Age back
Uh-huh.
into Christianity,
Yes.
back into being in relationship with Jesus. And I don't know what it was, but something about it, even though I didn't agree with
Yes.
everything that she
Yes.
was sharing, so
Yes.
whatever needed to hit in me hit.
Yes. Yes.
And I sobbed the whole rest of the
Mm.
day. Like, I remember
Mm.
sobbing to my husband in the kitchen, "I miss Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I just miss Jesus," because I had had profound experiences with Jesus
Right.
in my whole life, at
Yes.
different times. And it felt like something about where we were and what we had been walking. Um, he was there. I didn't reject him, but he
Right.
wasn't like here
S
with me.
Yes.
And I had this deep, deep, deep longing
Mm.
to reconnect with him.
Yes.
And that really sent me on this like over the next few months, it sent me
Mm.
on this really beautiful journey of very naturally reconnecting with him. And very
Ugh.
recently, I feel like he spoke to me in a
Ugh.
way that was very quiet, but very like, I actually allowed, I sent you on all of it. Like, I sent you
Mm.
into those places. You had to be
Wow.
raised the way that you were raised to
Ugh.
learn about
Yes.
every corner of that
Yes.
religion. You
Yes.
had to be separate from all of it. You had to go into the I sent you into the new age to learn. That was
Yes.
your training.
Ugh.
Because the way that you see, Kirsten, the way that you
Yes.
observe and the way that you absorb what you're experiencing, you are now a teacher. You could see all of the shadows and all of the flaws of all of
Yes.
it,
Yes.
and the only way to bring light is to be
Yes.
able to see the shadow. You have to know what you're bringing light to.
Wow.
And so it was this kind of, I step back now and I'm like, oh, all of that was this training ground
Yes.
for seeing the in
Yes.
between, for
Yes.
seeing there is truth in religion and
Yes.
Christianity. There is truth in the new age that is missing. They're both missing
Mm.
pieces of each other.
Ugh.
And now getting to blend those together and really distill and
Yes.
pick out, like, just weed
Yes.
out the
Yep.
what doesn't belong, all of the distortions. Um, and that is why I believe Jesus is in between
Yep.
is religion
100%.
and new
Yes.
age,
Yes. Yes.
because they're not both wrong and they're not
Right.
both the ultimate truth.
Yes.
And having this personal relationship with Jesus through the process, like, just
Yes.
was able to really teach me that. Oh gosh, I'm so grateful. I'm
That's
so
so beautiful. What is your like tuning fork or like your resonance that you hold with Jesus that helps you see like the good and the shadow and try to live in that narrow way with that resonance of Jesus?
Yes. That's a good question, and it honestly is something I'm still learning. It's why
Yeah.
I'm diving into all of these Jesus related
Yes.
hooks
Yes.
and
Yes.
ideas, and
Yes.
because I want to know, I think for anyone to say they know the absolute way is
Right.
just a lie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
They want to feel
Mm.
safe
Yes.
and know that they have the truth because that feels safer to them than
Mm.
to not know. And I don't think we can't know. I think we
Yeah.
can know,
Yeah.
but we have to be willing to not know
Yes.
before we can know.
Yes.
Right? Because if
Right.
you're not willing to not know, then that means you already know it all and there's nothing else to know.
Right.
And there's always
Right.
something more to know.
Yes.
So my tuning fork, I think Richard Rohr, do you know Richard Rohr?
Mhm. Yeah.
He talks
So good.
about these, I love him. He was really and early on in my faith reconstruction. He was such a beautiful teacher.
Same. Falling
Um,
Upward was a big one for me.
mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, his book. But sorry.
I think the big one for me was Universal Christ.
Universe. Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. But he talks about having three pillars of discernment,
Okay.
and if they don't all agree, then we question, then we shift or we keep seeking,
Yes.
and it's taking scripture,
Yep.
Holy Spirit, so like your divine download, intuition, whatever you want to call that,
Yep.
and experience.
Yes.
So if your experience is not matching what the Holy Spirit is telling you, is not matching what's in scripture,
Yep.
there's something there to look at.
Yes.
So for me, my experience of hell was not what I was being feeling and
Yep.
experiencing with
Yes.
God and
Yes.
hearing from God, and
Yes.
it didn't match what was in scripture. So anyway, that's kind of a good at least basis of
Yes.
how do I find truth? Because that is the question. I get that question all the time. Well, how do you know what's true?
Yep.
How do you find truth?
Yes.
And I think it's and it has to start too with sharpening your intuition,
Yes.
your sovereignty outside of being told
Hmm.
what is right. We're so used to being
Yes.
told, "Just tell me what's
Yes.
right. Just
Yes.
someone just tell me the truth." So I
Right.
but that stunts us
Right.
from actually going out and exploring and experiencing and truly hearing from
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
And I think God loves our curiosity. He loves our curiosity and our questions because that's how we know more of him.
Yes.
Right? Like
Right.
if you're in a relationship with someone, or whether it's a parent or a friend or a do you want them to ask no questions about you?
Right.
Do you want them do you not want any inquisition into each other? That no, the inquisition is what creates the intimacy and the
Yes.
relationship that is the
Yes.
relationship.
Yes.
So and
Oh,
we're
I
just
love
like,
that.
yeah,
Yes. You're
I'm
so
just
right.
going. I'm just
No, as you said that though, I felt that in a new way, like the question is the relationship. Like that
Yes.
is the frequency of connecting and relating in
Yes.
that space of curiosity.
Yes.
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 Yes. That's so beautiful. And I love how you use the word sovereignty in our relationship with God. And it's so cool too, because you hold this like paradox really well of like, you're not saying there are many truths, like we make up our truth.
Yeah. Mhm.
And also there is this sovereignty there of holding that experience of what is true in how we relate to God.
Mhm.
Um, if that makes any sense.
It
But
totally
how
does.
do you what does that sovereignty mean to you? What is
Mhm.
that about?
Well, I think there's big T truths
Yes.
that when we are really clear and purely connected to God, those are
Yes.
true for all of us. They are
Yes.
universal truths.
Yes.
And then there are little T truths that are our personal experiences. So
That
my personal
that's a really good
experience
perspective. Yeah.
of my truth is different than your personal experience of your truth. So
Mm.
in a sense, there is space for varying multiple truths,
Right.
but
Yes.
the big T truth is always universal for
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
And I think where it's gotten
I
distorted,
appreciate that.
especially
Yes.
today, is like, well,
Yes.
this is my truth. Well, this is my truth. And
R-
everybody's truth is the ultimate truth,
right.
but it's not. It's a personal truth.
Yes.
And then it stops there from, the point is to keep seeking the universal truth, right?
Yes.
Um, so that
I
that
love that.
is
I love
that
that.
speaks to the sovereignty of like, okay, what is my personal truth? And the sovereignty that I speak of with God is addressing how much we have been conditioned to just
Yes.
outsource our connection with God to the
Yep.
worship leader. Oh, well, the worship leader was like not good today, so I
Right.
didn't have a great worship
I didn't feel
experience.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Right. Yeah.
so you'll just try again next week? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But
Wait
I
on them.
remember that was
Yeah.
me. That was
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
that was, we're just so, or what the pastor's telling us about the scripture that he interpreted and how he interpreted it. And that's
Yes.
removing all sovereignty
Yes.
and personal authority or personal ownership or personal
Mhm.
responsibility to understand God for yourself.
Mm.
And that's why we have echo chambers, and that's why we have 8 million different church branches. And, it actually kind of creates more separation, right? It can create more separation
Right.
by outsourcing, trusting fully this other person to give me, and then everyone else is wrong.
Yes.
Rather than holding this, okay, what are our universal truths that are all true
Yep.
for all of us, and what are my
Yes.
personal truths, and having that distinction.
That's a really beautiful way of saying it. And something I want to ask you too, in your experience with like exploring New Age and also the parts of religion that can at times be like manipulating or like holding power. How, because we both grew up Christian, and I'm sure we're both familiar with the phrase, um, like, oh, why is it fleeting me right now? But like the wolf in sheep's clothing, or like, just being aware of
Mhm.
like, that's demonic. No, that's demonic. Just like
Yes.
everything's demonic. How
Yes.
do you, are, I do think I am curious, like, are there things that you have felt like a true no, don't go there, a true, I'm gonna like protect myself from that, like that kind of healthy medium of protecting yourself from things? Have you
Yes.
experienced that? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I believe that everywhere that we go, there is a field, and there are
Yeah.
different layers of the field,
Hmm.
and you can access the higher frequency field and
Yes.
bypass the demonic field.
Yeah.
Um, I also believe there's a lot of thoughts coming through right now, so let me see if I can digest it all in real time.
Yes.
I also believe that what we focus on,
Yes.
what our subconscious and our conscious are creating all the time is
Wow.
what we experience.
Wow.
So if our subconscious is in agreement that there is a demon attacking me, you will experience a demon attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a subconscious or conscious belief that um, I'm protected all the time,
Yes.
God, nothing can get to me, nothing is going to touch me. I am healed, I am whole, I am healthy, then that is going to be your experience.
Huh.
We
Yeah.
we I believe that we were given that the choice in Eden, the garden, was
Wow.
actually it was that we were actually given choice. We were
Yes.
given awareness of our choice.
Yes.
It wasn't that the only choice was sin and the only choice was evil, and
Mm-hmm.
then that was it. We became the victim. It was
Yes.
actually that we just became aware. We have the awareness
Yes.
of our choice to choose.
Wow.
And so so that being said, I have
Yes.
had experiences where I now use major discernment in what is being created in a field by
Wow.
a person
Wow.
or multiple people. One plant medicine experience I had was absolutely demonic. Like
Hmm.
I absolutely and it was a teaching lesson for me. I
Yes.
learned, but it was dark. And stepping back, I could see how that was being created, and I chose to step into that. So that was my
Hmm.
experience.
Yes.
So that's my understanding right now. I don't know that we can
Wow.
completely have it all figured out, but that is my experience is like, yeah, you do have to have discernment. You do
Yes.
have to have in what you are who you are partnering with,
Yes.
in communities that you are stepping into.
Yes.
What is the field that is being created?
Yes.
What
Wow.
is the yeah, the level of light or dark or demonic or godly, or there is a level of discernment. I'm not saying
Yes.
that like, oh, well, you can just create the light and be the light and you get to but not necessarily.
Yes.
There are what is being created and what are you stepping into. But I all do also believe in your personal, again, back to sovereignty,
Mm-hmm.
you get to choose what path you are
Yes.
walking.
Yes. Again, I see that in a new way as you describe it and talking about the field and aligning that also with the Garden of Eden and like that awareness being like a seeing of that field. And that is very stunning. And I hope you incorporate that in your book on hell. Because that's really cool. And I love, like, I feel like you just saying that, like, all of a sudden, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
these
yes.
are these are activation. These are shifts. These are
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
codes, like, they are
Yes.
codes
Yes.
that are going to
Yes.
free,
Yes.
and then you're gonna share them, and then it's
Yes.
we're just being activated by these source codes that are
Yes.
the truth is coming in, and
Yes.
so I'm
Yes.
like, I have so
It
much energy right now. It's like it's
it's
like a
it's
whole
so good.
another yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And and maybe this is like weird to go there and I won't go down a tangent, but in some of like the trainings that I've done, like intuition training with um similar to like psychic mediums, but like more of
Mhm.
like a trained intuition, and they talk a lot about like dark forces and using the third eye to almost locate them and like get rid of them. And like when you sense them in their awareness, you can like kind of become more aware and um I probably sound so crazy, but
No,
like
not at
you
all.
use your like inner power to like flame them up, and like that's
Yeah.
part of like a spiritual war. Like I think I'm really fascinated because I see spiritual warfare in a whole new way where
Yeah.
like in my deconstruction process I went through a time of like, well, that's spiritual warfare is crazy, like that's not real.
Same.
And now I've like kind of come full circle and I'm like, oh no,
Yep.
it's very real, it's very present. It's just like a little different than I
Yep.
thought. And we're
Yep.
like invited into it.
Yeah. Yes.
I think I'm just, yeah,
Yeah,
intrigued
yeah,
by
it's
all of that.
all yeah,
Yes,
and it's
yes,
all, like
yes. Oh, but I am curious though. So, with your understanding of hell, what have you come to know about heaven on earth? And what is our role in bringing that here?
yes. 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 That's my favorite thing to talk about too, and still learning and still
Yes.
testing and, like, it's such a journey, and I think to speak to something that you were just talking about that kind of ties into this is,
Yeah.
yes, the demonic can be real.
Mhm.
It is. If we choose to engage with it, I think the less so much of deliverance ministry is
Yeah.
actually making the demon the celebrity. It's actually giving them all of the power and all of the
Yes.
attention and all
Yes.
like, it's putting so much focus and
Yes.
energy into talking to them instead of talking to God.
Mm.
And it's like that needs to be completely switched. Our attention actually just needs to be on God and
Yes.
filling with God's
Yes.
love and emanating and being that love because
Yes.
where perfect love is, that can't exist,
Yeah.
right? It
Right.
wipes it
Right.
just dissipates, and so it's actually taking some of that focus off of the demonic and being afraid
Yes.
of it and giving it more attention than it deserves and more power than it deserves. We're
A
giving it
hundred
so much
percent.
power.
Yes.
Any attention that we give it is giving it the power. It has no
Yes.
power
Yep.
until we hand it to them. It is
Yep.
us.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, sometimes I'll be aware of something in my room or in a room, and I'm like, ah, okay, bye.
Right.
Like, Jesus, like,
Yeah.
you don't have okay, and it didn't start that way. I used to be terrified. I used to be
Yeah.
terrified because I'm
Yeah.
very aware and I could feel
Right.
things and know things were
Yeah.
and but the fear made it worse. The fear gave it the power. The fear
Yes. That's
expanded it.
yep. Yep. Yep.
And so it's about actually training. It's a training of yourself and your
Totally.
mind, taking captive your thoughts
Yes.
and putting them where they belong. And it's hard to do at first because we're so used to just jumping to fear. Our nervous system is just jumps to fear.
Yep.
So that's where like nervous system work and retraining your mind
Mm.
and your neural pathways, like
Mm.
it all ties together.
Yeah. What are your spiritual okay, so I'll let you finish, but I'm curious what your spiritual favorite spiritual practices are, or like how you start your day
Mm.
or weave
So
them in throughout your day.
it's become really simple.
Yeah.
Um and it changes from time to time, but right now it's just my most favorite thing to wake up before everybody.
Yes.
And as the sun is coming up, just really like I might have my phone for some music or something,
Mm.
but not being on my phone,
Mm.
just literally tuning in and just being like listening to what God wants to say
Yeah.
and being aware of a presence of love and filling myself in that
Mm.
way and not like
Mm.
jumping right into being productive. The other day, I woke up before everybody and I had all this work that I needed to do. And
Yeah.
I jumped up and I skipped my practice and I went right into work mode. And I was a complete frazzled mess the entire day. And so that really showed me, oh, this is really this has really been working to have the silence, like
Yes.
silence, just
Silence.
silence
Yep.
and nature. If you could be in nature,
Mm.
the Mother Earth revelations have been coming in so strong and so
Oh,
loud,
cool.
and there's
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
there for us. So if you can
Yeah.
be in nature, in silence, and starting your day that way is like
Yeah.
starting my day that way has been just so beautiful. And
Wow.
yeah, just a lot of reading, I mean, through the years, I used to be very rigid about certain practices and
Yeah.
meditation, and so I go through phases for sure. But recently, I've kind of let some of that go to not be so focused on the practice, but
Yeah.
more like, what am I wanting? What am I actually wanting? Oh, I actually just want to feel God's love and
Mm.
hear from God. And
Mm.
sometimes it's the most simple practices, the most simple ways, because that's ultimately what we're trying to do, right? If we're meditating or if we're doing these various things, like the ultimate goal is to feel peace
Yes.
and love from source.
Yes.
And so that's been really, really nice, working really nicely.
What have your Mother Earth revelations been like? What's
Oh my
that like?
gosh. So we live in the jungle. We live in
Yeah.
Costa Rica,
Yeah.
and completely surrounded by nature. And that was what I had envisioned when we were in Nashville. We're city dwellers, like in the city,
Yep.
surrounded by concrete and houses and 5G. And the thing that just kept coming through was like, I need to be surrounded by nature. I just need to be
Mm.
surrounded by nature. I would put like bird feeders out just to get any kind of
Oh, yes.
wildlife,
Yes.
anything, like, oh, there's
Yes.
a bird, there's one bird, babe, come look at the bird. Like, I was
Yep.
so hungry for
Yep.
life, like
Yes.
life, you know?
Yes.
And and now being here, I'm like, oh, this is why I
Mm.
was so hungry. My body knew that
Wow.
there's messages, like it's living. God is in
Oh, oh,
creation. God is in everything that God created.
that's stunning. I love that you listen to that and that together as a family, you listen to that. That is,
It was not easy. I don't want
yeah.
anyone for 1 second to think that doing that kind of thing is easy, but it is.
Wow.
If you are feeling that kind of nudge, like you got to do it.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, just being here and being so, it's very challenging at times because the energy is so loud. It's
Yeah.
so, like,
Mm.
what's the word when it like, it's just challenging.
Like
It
dense
pushes
or, yeah.
against you.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It like shapes you. It
Wow.
forces you to see things, and it brings things up, and it's so clarifying. Like
Wow.
the land here is so clarifying,
Wow.
purifying, very transformational.
Wow.
And so the first couple years were very, well, for a year and a half, it was very
Yeah.
challenging and very, the jungle wants to know that you want to be there. So it will test you. Do you really want to be here? Are you going to stay? Or do you want to go? And so we
Wow.
made it through like some pretty big initiations.
Wow.
Um, Health challenges, our marriage almost ended. It was a wild journey.
Mm.
But we made it to the other side, and we were like, "Oh, that was all shedding. That
Wow.
was all,
Yes.
like, we had to shed. It was
Yes.
purging,
Yes.
and it was ugly, and it was
Yes.
hard." And sometimes that's what it means to be purified. Actually,
Oh,
probably all the time. That's what it means to be
yes.
purified. Um, but recently I've felt this call to reconnect with the mother, the earth
Mm.
mother. And actually the Essene Gospel of Peace talks about it a lot too, which has been really cool
Really?
to have some of it affirmed. Like, oh, this is what
Yes.
I've been feeling. This is what
This
I've
is,
been.
wow. Yeah.
Yes. And so I've started, whenever I have like a question or a problem or something, if I have a client and I'm like, what do they need today? I literally go lay out on the earth,
Oh, that's stunning,
on the
Kirsten.
grass, and
Yes.
and the answers just come. And no, it's not an entity. It's not
Yes.
false God.
Yes.
It is pure life
Yes.
speaking to me
Yes.
and
Do you
giving me what
hear a
I need.
thought? Like a thought, or do you get like a vision, or what are your favorite ways of hearing that kind of communication from Mother God?
It comes in as like a knowing.
A knowing.
It feels like in this part of my body, I don't know how to explain it.
Beautiful.
It
Yes.
just feels like a knowing. Um,
That's stunning. I
and
don't hear that one as often.
which
That
one?
the knowing, just like the
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's been a really beautiful practice also is just
Mm,
like what do I need? What do I need to do? What do they need? Like anytime there's like a question around help
mm,
or sourcing,
yes.
it's been so beautiful and just deepening the relationship with plants and like
Yes.
the earth literally grows food for
Mm,
us
mm,
and medicine
yes.
for us. You know, like
Yes.
actually
Right.
stopping to think
Yes.
about what that means
Yes.
and putting gratitude toward that. Because in the West, we're so cut off. We're
Right.
so cut off from any of it.
Yes.
Knowing anything about how where our food comes from or how
Yes.
trees grow or nature cycles or just the energy of what the earth actually holds.
Mm.
Yeah.
It makes me think a friend of mine that's this beautiful herbalist, and she, creates herbs, and I loved learning that things that grow in our area are often the things that we need on a physical level.
Yes.
And we had a lot of like what I always thought were just like the creeping Charlie, I think it's called, in our yard. And I just thought it was a weed. And I had no idea that, and I wouldn't just like go out and eat it or recommend that, but like that, I think I'm thinking of the right one, that it's a common ingredient in beautiful herbs that are really great for people in particular that live in my area. Like,
Yeah.
it's
So many
so
of the
stunning.
weeds
The
that,
wheat,
like, we just, like,
yes.
kill, they're actually
Dandelion
so
root, probably.
medicinal.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
so,
Nothing is
so
wasted.
stunning.
Nothing is yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe, okay, I want to talk about our physical body. Well, maybe we can right now, but I am curious. You've talked about our body being like having this physical, like this electric current that moves through.
Right.
I am curious what your experience is of like the spiritual, physical connectedness of our body and the way we experience God, and how you like love on and create a relationship with your vessel and your body, and how that impacts your
Yeah.
experience of creator.
Yes. So, this actually had a lot to do with what I learned when I was dabbling in the new age,
Yeah.
and you think about the chakra systems, those
Mm.
are energy centers in
Yep.
your body, like, they're
Yep.
real energy centers that create various forms of energy in your body, right? So
Hmm.
that's one of the things. Um, a really big teacher for me was when I started with my embodiment coach in 2019,
Yeah.
and different practices would literally wake up my body and change my thoughts. I would wake up
Yes.
depressed, low
Yes.
energy, foggy, couldn't think, whatever, and then I would do my embodiment or I would even just dance, like, even
Yes.
just getting my
Yes.
heart rate up, and I was like,
Yes.
"I'm amazing.
Yes.
Life is amazing. This is amazing."
Right.
And
Yes.
I would be like, "Whoa," and I would start having all these visions of, like, what I'm gonna be doing in the future, like, my future self,
Oh, cool.
like, inspiration, you know?
Yes.
And I was like,
Yes.
"Okay." And learning through that, I start to put language to that, and, like, that's not made up. That's your body
Yes.
creating a voltage,
Yes.
and the voltage increases when you
Yes.
do certain things, when you wake it up and honor
Mm.
that voltage. And so whether it's running or
Yes.
doing a high what is it? high intensity interval
Yeah.
training hit
Yes.
workout, like, that was one way for me that I would, like, okay, feeling really down, feeling really tired, I would do one, I'd be like, "Bam, I'm back." And so
Yes.
and through those experiences, I would also hear from God. I would also
Oh,
because I would open myself up to that, and I'm fairly sensitive, but that
yes.
is where I would start hearing from God was, like, when my heart rate was up. And then I
Wow.
started
Cool.
learning about the heart, and I don't know if you've ever heard this, Kate, but
No.
there's a literal measurable field. It has its own brain. It has been studied. The heart has its own brain separate
Yes.
from your brain, and it
Yes.
has its own field
Oh,
that comes I forget how far outside of your body it extends,
yes.
but it's measurable.
Yep. Yep.
And so learning about that and then just getting the heart rate up, getting that feeling, tuning into your heart, like,
Yes.
and then
I didn't know like the heart rate. I've never thought about it that way. Like the heart rate can
it's literally
impact. Yeah.
a organ of voltage, the heart.
That's
And
stunning. Yeah.
one thing I learned recently is that it's not just a solid organ, it's like
Yes.
wrapped. Did you know this?
Wow. No.
It's almost like a spiral. It's like and it like literally
Wow. Wow.
it can
Wow.
like unwrap
Wow.
it, and so that to me that speaks to like the like that's an energy pattern.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
something for to move. Energy is
Yes.
moving through that.
Yes. That, yeah.
And so
That's
just
really
little
cool.
things, I know, little things along the way where I'm like, this is
Yeah.
a voltage. This is, and then
Yes.
thinking about um Reiki. I don't know what I feel about Reiki.
Mhm.
That's to be determined. But
Yeah.
you think about what Reiki does and energy healing, it's literally it works. Like
Yep. Yep.
it's energy
Yep.
through even just if everybody watching just goes like this
I'm just
for
joining in.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
15 seconds,
Yep.
and then you can feel your hands warming up. It's friction, yes, but it's also, and then you can feel
You can feel it.
the energy, like we are energy vessels.
Yes.
And
I
Jesus
know, I was
healed
just
by
thinking.
laying on of hands. Like
Yes.
he would lay hands on, and supposedly he taught that there is an energy center in each of your hands.
Wow.
And
Oh
where did
my
they crucify
gosh.
him? Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
I love I love energy healing. I've never heard that.
It's new to me too. That was new to me too. And but you think the hands are actually the most powerful healer when an energy healer is healing. They're
Oh,
using their hands. And
wow.
so yeah, we are literally just these vessels full of, and the clearer, so you start thinking about, okay, they're poisoning our food, they're poisoning our water, they're poisoning,
Wow.
putting plastics in everything,
Yep.
they're literally putting other frequencies into the field with 5G, with whatever
Oh,
heavy
is that
metals
what
in
that's a part of?
everything.
Okay, I've never thought about that with the
Oh yeah.
5G.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's no real need for 5G. It's
Whoa.
frequency. So
Whoa.
it is
Whoa.
trying to cut
Right.
off
To
our,
diminish our connection.
yes.
Yes. And our
Yes.
power that is aligned with God's power. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
And I
We're literally these vessels for
yeah.
God's power.
Yes. Yes. I'm before we started recording, I was telling you I had like stitches on my neck and I'm like, why did I say that? And now I remember because I haven't, I'm not supposed to do like yoga or exercise or intense movement for a couple weeks and I near like panicked like that I couldn't. And I remember now
Yeah.
that's why I was telling you cuz I'm like I was a little worried like my voltage would be
Yeah. Low.
lower or like I wouldn't be
Yes.
able to like bring the life that I so was
Yeah.
like wanting to meet you with in this space. And I still
Yeah.
can like tap into it and also I do feel like I have this sort of I don't know, like I feel like sensitive to it too. I'm like I have this kind of like weight on me right now. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
like just that
Mhm.
I'm makes me even more grateful to remember like the goodness of moving
Yeah.
my body and being the vessel and I've been trying I'm like I did breath work before, still trying to find those
Yeah.
ways to
Yes.
like tap
Yes.
in and get things moving.
Yeah.
Um
That's
Anyways, that was
amazing.
my tangent. I was like, "Why did I
No, and
just
that even
randomly
makes me
come out with
think
that?" Yeah.
about how even movement has been hijacked.
Yes!
Even movement,
Right.
it's all about being
Yes.
skinny or fit or
Right. Oh my
muscular or what
goodness, that's
it's
so
not
true. Yes.
and really, like, it's about yeah, it makes you healthier. Yeah, it
Yes.
gives you more
Yes.
muscle. Yeah, it
Yes.
tones the body, but it's
Yes.
also the ultimate reason is this
Yes.
life force
Yes. Yes.
that by doing it and for the wrong reasons in the wrong way and the wrong motivation is actually, like,
Oh,
taking that away, but what if we could
yes.
with the intention
Oh,
of
I'm so
bringing in
glad you
that
said that.
intensity?
That's so stunning and so true. It has been hijacked. And
Yeah.
it's funny too cuz I felt like a call to dance again and
So powerful.
so powerful.
It is.
That's such a beautiful point.
Mhm.
Um so you mentioned like having a contain I guess I'm curious, like, do you create an intentional container for your babies now, or how do you foster Jesus, connecting with Jesus, or a spiritual relationship? What are those seeds that you're planting for your babies? What can I do? What can I introduce to my kids?
Yeah. Well, I'll start by saying that's been a really challenging thing
Yeah.
because from the beginning, um, Sean and I, my husband and I, we see too clearly. So even reading Bible stories to
Mhm.
them felt like it was conditioning them to believe they are not good enough, conditioning
Mm.
them to believe
Mm.
that there is a God that's punishing
Yes.
for making mistakes, for
Right.
not being
Right.
good enough,
Right.
for missing their mark.
Right.
And that's not the foundation. My belief is that we are born originally innocent. Original
Yes.
innocence, not original sin.
Yes.
And so we have done everything we can to maintain and protect that innocence while they are young.
Mm.
So we didn't do a lot for a long time.
Mm.
And there are things that maybe I wish we did more of, which was maybe more intentionally talk about who God is,
Yes.
right? As they were little and growing but there was so much deconstruction happening
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
We weren't really clear on that.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of years where we missed, I would still pray at bedtime. I would still pray their guardian angels over them. I would
Mm.
still,
Oh, I love
you
that.
know, in those little ways they did grow up with things like that. And there was a short season we tried going back to church and they got a little bit of exposure there, and that was only for about 1 year,
Yeah.
so they don't have a lot of memory of that. I recently My oldest is almost 12,
Mhm.
and so I have a 12 and 9 and 3-year-old,
Oh.
and I was recommended this beautiful storybook Bible. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like the illustrations are beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautifully written in story form, like from front to back, from Genesis to Revelation. And we started reading it, and it's so full of original sin
Yeah.
and shameful
Yes.
messaging
Yeah.
that I'm like, I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this. I wouldn't read my kid a history book that was fake history
Right.
because it's
Right.
not true. So I feel like I can't read the Bible through the lens of this false
Yeah.
it's a false god. It's a
Yeah.
false god.
Yeah. That's true.
And so it actually inspired me to maybe one day write some children's books about God to
Yes.
fill
Please
the
do.
market on something
Yes.
really deeply, beautifully God and Jesus driven. That's not
Yeah.
like the
And rooted in
universe.
scripture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and interpreting it through, like,
Yes.
this other way of experiencing God
Yes.
and
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes.
Um, so we did start Family Circle when
Oh,
we moved
sweet.
here, and every Sunday, kind of through survival, it was actually through survival because we were in rough shape.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, it was really hard, and we needed something to come to. We needed a container to know that we had, to reconnect, to apologize if we had a rough week or if we were
Oh,
yelling,
wow. That's
you know?
powerful. Yeah.
It really was. It
Yeah.
really, really was. So we called it family circle, and the kids hated it. They kicked and screamed
Yeah.
every time, but every time we would all walk away with, like, really deep peace, and it really
Well,
set our week really beautifully. And so
mm,
it wasn't so much like teaching around God or Jesus, but it was, this is what we do as a family. We come together.
yeah.
We are always connected. We would light incense. We would, let the
Sweet.
kids pick flowers from the yard and, like, make our
Oh,
blanket beautiful, and
wow. That's
it was
beautiful.
it was really sweet. It was really, really sweet, and then it extended out to being more of a community thing, and we invited other families in and
Oh,
for a while, and that was really
cool.
cool too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that was our little ritual for a while.
Yeah.
We've paused.
Yeah.
It felt like a time to just take a break from it and
Yep.
move on to
Yep.
something else.
Yep.
Um But now they're old enough to ask questions, and they're old enough for me to explain things that, like, if they see I'm working on a post, I'm like, I can explain what I'm sharing, and then they can
Yes.
ask questions. And
Yes.
so I try to always be open to just those conversations. And,
Yes.
if they're sick, we pray and we teach how the body is totally made to heal itself. And
Mm.
so we speak to the body, and we, um, thank God for that authority and that power for our bodies to heal. And so things like that, where it's not like these big experiences, but just in the moment, in the
It's
little
weaved into
moments.
their life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
stunning. And can I ask, um, when it comes to navigating marriage or relationship in our spiritual journey lives, and I know I hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, I'm afraid if I like grow, I will outgrow my spouse," or which
Yes.
I have kind of a hard time with because I think we're all in beautiful spaces that we can't really compare, and we're
Yeah.
all, meant to be and moving and growing. At the same time, like I understand that sentiment when in relationship. How do
100%.
you, yeah, how do you navigate those feelings, and how do you like keep coming together in your marriage in that way?
Yeah. That's a really, really good question. And I completely understand that fear and have experienced that fear.
Yes.
There were times where I felt in my own pride or ego that I was surpassing my husband,
Same.
right? That
Same. I'm like, "Kate,
I'm
it's not
doing all the
true."
work.
Right.
I'm reading all the books. I'm.
I'm ascending. Yeah.
And what?
I just said, "I'm like ascending," or I don't know what
Yes,
you know?
exactly. I'm ascending and you're staying down. This
Right.
isn't working.
This isn't working.
Can you do more? Like, that's what that's asking. Can you do more? And
Yep.
I had to really shed that ego. And I think, yeah, recently, very recently, I feel like I shed maybe some final layers. There might be
Mm.
another thin. We'll see.
I've
We'll
got
see if
some
it
thick
pops up
ones,
again.
so yeah.
Yeah. And it really comes down, well, I'll say this for the women. It's usually the women that feel
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
It's not usually the men.
Yeah.
And women are deeply, deeply in tune with the spiritual realm.
Yes.
And the feminine frequency goes first. The feminine frequency leads. And we are so that's hijacked to believe that we have to wait for the man to lead. The man should be the head of the household. There's like this deep conditioning that they need to
Whoa.
be.
That gave me
Um,
full body chills. I've never heard that.
I have
I don't
chills
wanna
too. I have
interrupt.
chills.
Yeah, that's stunning.
So the natural way is that this feminine energy is supposed to go first in the spiritual. That's our domain. That is our world.
Wow.
That is our authority.
Wow.
That is our
Wow.
power. And
Wow.
we want to hand this over. We want to hand over our power and our authority to our men, and that's not their domain. It's just not. And so we have to actually come back into recognition that this is mine, and I take radical responsibility for this.
Wow.
and through my embodiment of this, through
Mm.
my true embodiment and release of codependent expectation of my man,
Wow.
he will meet me. Like,
Yes.
if he's willing and a partner and not just totally shut off from himself and spirituality or God or whatever,
Yep.
he will meet you.
Yep.
And it's gonna be in the timing that's right for him.
Oh,
Um, because he's on his own path. They're on their own path, and they are learning and embodying, and if they were
wow.
as active in the spirit world as
Yep.
we are,
Yep.
they wouldn't be able to be the grounding provider,
Yep.
like, practical protector,
Yes.
and every man has a different
Yeah.
blend, right? Like, a
Yes.
different level of.
Yes.
So I'm speaking very generally, and I don't
Yep.
mean to overgeneralize because sometimes it is gonna be the other way around, but
Yes.
to speak very, very generally,
Yeah.
um, we have to respect their role. We
Wow.
have to learn to respect where they are
Wow.
and not let it mean anything about
Wow.
us or our
Yes.
relationship. Um, and just really coming into ownership of
Oh,
this is mine. This
yes.
is my gift. This is my domain.
Yes. I
I get to lead
love
the family spiritually.
I love that so much, and it helps me see that, like, that fear is misplaced in me
Mhm.
in a way, and it's
Yeah.
really, like, trying to hold me back, hijack me when really, like you said, that feminine. Oh, how did you say that? Like, the feminine frequency leads, something
The
like that, and
feminine
you
frequency goes first.
goes
Mhm,
first.
mhm.
And you say
And
that, and I too can see, and like you said, it's general, and like we all have our unique relationships and the way we interact. In my life, I can see like how my husband would be like, love for me to just like embrace that
yeah,
feminine leading frequency and like
yeah,
applaud it and like see it as like sexy and beautiful
totally.
and like I
It's our
see
true
that in a
essence.
new way. Yes.
Mhm,
And they
mhm.
want that. And, like, when
Yep.
they're in their masculine, they want that.
Yes.
Um, and I wanna be respectful of your time, and I do maybe as, like, a final question that does lead into, like, Mary Magdalene and
Yeah.
what has her wisdom meant to you? What have you learned from her? How are you gleaning from her message at this time?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually also reading the Gospel of Mary,
Mhm.
which is a really beautiful. There's so much missing from it, like, really really detrimental parts, and so it was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this was totally like someone took this, someone removed this."
Yeah.
But there's still so much there. And so I have been learning a lot about her and a lot about her in the new age space. She's very sexualized. She's very it's like the Magdalene, I don't know if you've seen that,
I
but it's like
haven't actually. Yeah.
a lot of it is very over sexualized. And so like just like experiencing her through um maybe who she truly was, just like Jesus, just like
Oh,
who were you?
yeah.
And she has just this like humility, a,
Mm.
a real humility, but Jesus trusted
Oh,
her more than the
oh,
apostles. Like he gave her information that he knew the apostles wouldn't be able to handle or understand, and
yeah.
he gave that to her,
Mm,
and she carried that wisdom. So it's a
mm.
lot of more esoteric, more like less practical, more ethereal.
Yeah.
And but I feel this humility from her that like she just wanted she just wanted to bring and be love. And Mother Mary has also been a really big healer
Yeah.
as well.
Cool.
Whenever I pray, I call in Father God, Mother God, Holy Spirit, Jesus, um, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene.
Mm.
And that's been a really cool practice too. I'm just remembering that, but just
I
bringing
love
in
that.
all of that balance of
Oh,
the masculine and feminine and
wow.
yeah, all just the best that's the best teachers. Like we don't need anyone else. That's all we need.
Yeah.
um but yeah, very, very healing, very so much wisdom and just embodied living. I think that's like my passion right now. And that's actually what I
Yes.
do when I'm coaching is
Yes.
how do we integrate all the things that you've done from therapy to EMDR to plant ceremonies to, whatever it is, taking
Yes.
all this, how do we actually integrate that and
Yes.
embody and
Yes.
live that because that's where a lot of it falls short is like there's not
Yes.
an integration process.
Yes.
And so actually taking that and integrating it into actual living and taking because it takes this radical responsibility
Yes.
to choose to walk it and not
Amazing.
just keep it here or keep it as an experience but actually choosing it takes that choice.
Yes.
And so and that's what I'm seeing a lot in these amazing teachers is like the embodied choice of
Mm,
living what they experienced and living what they taught. And they're only teaching it because they've lived it, right?
that's so beautiful. And I'm glad that you said that because I did want to ask about your coaching, your teaching, and what is your experience like with your clients that you work with? Who is it for? And the intention of the embodied integration guide that you offer.
hmm
Yeah,
hmm
what's the heart behind that?
Yeah, I'm an embodied integration coach and kind of like that process I described is like
Yes.
taking what your experiences have been. It's for people who feel like they have done all this work and they have done all these things and why do I still not feel ready? Why do I still not feel like I'm ready for more? I'm ready to lead. I'm ready for but I still feel stuck.
Cool.
And the stuckness is just that lack of integration and it's really
Wow.
identifying the pieces of yourself that you haven't taken full ownership over.
Wow.
That you
Yep.
haven't taken that radical responsibility for
Yep.
because that's the part that sucks. Like the fun
Yep.
part is the downloads and the experiences and the learning, but the hard part is actually walking
Oh,
it out and choosing
that's
to
powerful, Kirsten. I need to sign
it
I need to sign
it is
up.
it feels like the most I feel like there's so many beautiful modalities. Like it's definitely not the only modality or
Yeah.
whatever. So many people are doing things like this, but I feel like it is the most important work that we could be doing
Yeah.
because there are leaders who are wanting to lead and have so much to lead in, but they haven't
Yes.
integrated their leadership. And we need the leaders, right? We need like the fully embodied, fully
Yes.
expressed leaders. And so that's my heart and my vision. And what
Oh,
I'm doing with my clients is to take that and like actually once and for all integrate them so that they can step out and be the leader that they are made to be.
that's incredible. How do you help people find those? Like, are people able to just immediately like name their stucknesses?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes, and then sometimes those lead to other, deeper
Yeah.
stucknesses. Um, Sometimes I use like a form of hypnotherapy just to go
Do
into
you?
the body
Cool.
and find somatically in the body
Oh,
where things because sometimes they're so stuck and they're so cellular and they're
yes.
so micro that we have to
Yes.
actually go in and listen to the body and the body never lies. And so
Yes.
um always it's we're led to the right piece or the right experience or the right
Wow.
thing. And then I give like real practical integration steps or homework or
Incredible.
this is and I have my gift is seeing. Like I can see into people
Wow.
things that they can't see themselves. So a lot
Yes.
of the time it's dude, you're stuck in victim.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get out of victim.
Yep.
And that's a big one and that's a really hard one to see yourself and it's a really hard one to accept. I only know it because I did it. Like
Yep.
I've constantly, and there's still layers there too. Like I am not fully, I don't know that we can ever be fully healed. Maybe we can. Maybe that's what I'm reaching for.
I wonder that
But
too. Right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like, is
Yeah.
it you? Jesus was? So it makes me think that it's an option,
Yeah.
but we have to, like, it takes so much intentionality and focus
Yes.
and devotion
Mm.
to get there.
Mm. I
And
love the word
humility.
devotion.
Humility, I
Yes.
love the word devotion too.
Yeah.
Devotion and humility are huge.
Yeah. How do
Mhm.
you define humility? What does that feel like for you?
You know, the big picture of it is being able to recognize exactly where we are amazing and exactly where we are falling short
Wow.
and honor those.
Wow.
And the way I was just using it in that context was like we have to be able to say I was wrong. We have to be able to
Mm.
say I can do better or I'm
Mm.
sorry or like there's so much ego in the way, and ego's not always bad, but like
Right.
we do have a lot of ego in between us and like our destiny because we don't want to feel wrong or we don't want to be seen as bad or having made a mistake. And new leadership is actually calling for the people to come out and say like actually I'm changing my beliefs or I'm like openly and honestly
Yeah.
I was wrong. I'm discovering
Yeah.
something new.
Yeah.
Um and having the humility to address just all the parts of the self in a really honest way, honesty.
That's so beautiful. I'm so glad I asked, and it feels very grounding. Um,
Yeah.
that's so, so beautiful. And I'd love to end with, I don't want to let you go. I'd love to end with rapid fire questions, be respectful of your time. But first, I'm trying to figure out how to
I'm fine.
articulate
If
this
you wanna keep
question. Okay.
unpacking this, I'm fine.
You know how you said earlier, like a lot of times in the new age, and again, it's like, I truly like, we all have different experiences at different times. So by asking this, I'm not trying to sound like judgmental or like this is wrong, whatever. But just
Totally.
because I resonate so much with how I see you finding that narrow way with Jesus and like standing in the paradox of like holding the tensions of this like big spiritual expansive. I think what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is, when people say like I am God,
Yeah.
um, how do you what is there like a wording or a way of like saying that resonates with you? And I can't think of like what the opposite would be in um like a strictly like typical Western Christian or religious context, but
Mhm.
that completely
Mhm.
takes the power. Like where is that narrow way in yeah.
I actually just did a post. Did you see the post that
I think
I
that I
did on
did.
Instagram?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah, it was the
yes.
most recent one for anyone
Yeah.
that wants to go check it out because I
Yes.
kind of expanded on that and like
Yes, yes, yes.
I am
Because
a
I thought
piece
that
of
was so
God.
beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I am a piece of God. You are a piece of God. This tree is a
Yes.
piece of God. This my dog is a piece of like we're all pieces of God and we can never be the entirety of God.
Mm.
I can never be the entirety of God.
Yes.
You can never be the entirety of God. But there's the value is in that we are all pieces of God.
That's
And
so
yeah, so that
beautiful.
that was where the
Yes.
new age felt like it
Yes.
fell short where like I am God. I don't want to be God. I'm not God.
Yes.
That is really disappointing if I am God.
Yes. Right.
But also I'm awesome and I'm capable
Right.
of so much, but I'm also
Yes.
very limited.
Yes.
And so that would not be awesome if I was God. So um
Oh,
yeah,
and
the
yes. And that's another thing I heard you say that I loved. Like I can create, like God saying like I can create, but I love to create through you. Like
through
I
you.
can heal, but I
Yes.
love to heal through
I
you.
chose to create through you.
Maybe this is going to make me sound totally crazy and weird, but I'm still also like understanding like my own beliefs in like when it comes to reincarnation or past
Yeah.
lives and experimenting with like past life regression and all of
Yeah.
that and understanding like those overlaps with what I grew up believing. Also, like when you started talking, And like I said this before about like like sisters, and like there is this true and real sense of like maybe we were sisters like in a circle with Jesus at one point.
Girl, I've had some unhinged thoughts about this, like, we're, like, actually walking I'm like, "I think I walked with Jesus." Like, how many
I
other
think I did
people
too.
are there a lot of people that think this? Like, what? Yeah,
You know, cause
it's
yes,
mhm,
cause that
mhm.
craving, like you mentioned, to like
Yeah,
be back in his space, um,
yeah,
is so real. And
yeah.
I just like want to honor the work that you're doing, the call that you've had to go to the jungle and to coach people, and the way you honor it and integrate your downloads in real life ways I is inspiring and beautiful. And thank you for helping to like wake us up, and help us
Mm,
all remember the beauty that you are very palpably remembering from within your body. So thank you,
thank
thank
you.
you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for the space to be what feel I am here to be and
Mm,
do and stay, and so I'm so grateful. I'm just grateful for years and your invitation and your excitement. I was, like, loved watching you feel everything and
mm.
it was yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, rapid fire questions. Are you cool
Okay.
if we do a few?
Yeah.
How and when do you remember the presence of God from within your physical body?
Mm. Wow. I remember even as a kid, I remember feeling the Holy Spirit and, like, God being in my body during, like, different
Mm,
worship scenarios, during different moments of yeah, feeling that connectiveness, and so often it happens actually when I'm with other people, like, when there's a group of all of us dropping into the same frequency
mm,
and the same desire to meet God, that feels like palpable, physical God energy, you
mm.
know? I feel very much God in my body when I am, doing healing work or when someone is doing healing work on me.
Wow,
I can feel that presence and that yeah, it's so beautiful. It's
that's
so, so
incredible.
beautiful. Yeah.
Um, when you say like hands-on, like kind of healing?
Mhm. Or yes, or even just, like, I work with a quantum parenting, coach, and she's awesome. And even when we're doing some of our work, she's in England. She's not anywhere near touching me,
Yeah.
but I can
Yeah.
still feel
Yes.
in my body,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
exchange happening.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
incredible. How about Jesus, the experience of Jesus from within your body? Is that the same or different?
Mm. Jesus, I always feel like a presence, like, outside of me,
Hmm.
like, next to me. If I'm feeling Jesus, it's always, like, in proximity, but outside of myself, like, next yeah, just
Yeah.
close by. Um, and I love those moments. I love those. Like,
I
"Oh,
love
you're
that.
here."
Yeah. Oh, I love that. How about faith? What does faith mean to you?
Faith, to me, is an action. It's
Mm,
not a feeling.
mm,
Faith is and this is a big part of the integration work, is
that's cool.
actually um, you're taking steps when it
Oh,
doesn't look like you're ready to take a step or
wow.
life is ready for you to take a step or
Yep.
it's trusting like that you're going to take a step and that God is going to bring that step for you. Like,
Oh, oh, I love that so much. That's so beautiful. How do you hear from God, and what are you hearing right now?
Hmm. I think I often hear from God in that sense of knowing,
Yes.
that knowing in my body. And when you say right now, in this moment, is right now in this very moment or in general in life?
Either
What am I
way,
hearing?
up to interpretation. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Right now, I'll answer more generally. Right now, what I'm feeling is that God has really been reassuring me that I have, like, quietly and without any intense effort, like, shed these final, um, barriers
Mm,
to stepping into what I know I am meant to step into, and I wanna share that because I think sometimes we think for us to to shift or to make change or to shed, it has to be this, like, really big, like, obvious thing
yeah,
or like a
yeah.
death or and rebirth kind of thing or, it just but sometimes it's just in these quiet we don't
Wow,
even realize that they're
wow,
being shifted
wow.
until we see like, "Oh, I'm stepping into this thing now, and I had this, and this that was holding me back before, but now it's not."
Hmm.
And so, yeah, just it might be a cool practice to take note of just paying more attention
Mm,
to that and feeling that and maybe having some gratitude for those moments where you notice that that's happening.
wow.
God's doing so much that we don't even realize, all the time. And
Mm.
so that felt like that's what wanted to come through.
I love that, and that actually leads, like, right into the final question, which, um, I love to end every episode with an invitation to healing, whether that be
Mm.
a small practice, like a physical practice or even a mindset shift. Is there
Mhm.
anything that comes to mind that you'd like to invite us into?
Hmm. I think the practice that feels really relevant after this conversation is actually to do less
Mm,
to get to God,
mm,
to not feel like you have to do X, Y, and Z, and like notice where this like spirit of religion is operating when you feel like you have to earn
mm.
something or you feel
Wow.
like you have to work your way toward God when really it can just be like waking up early and watching the sunrise and filling yourself with God's love, or sitting on your couch and reading a book about Jesus.
Mm.
And it's changing you, like something
Yeah.
you get to enjoy the process, you get to
Yes, you get
be
to enjoy the process. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's really
Mhm.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
This is
Kate.
such a
Thank you so
joy.
much.
You're amazing. And
Uh,
I'm really grateful for our time and grateful for the ways you are waking me up. So thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for the invitation, and it was so lovely talking with you. I definitely could have kept talking, so
Yeah,
maybe
same.
we'll have to
Yes.
talk
I'll
again.
have to yes, I would love that. I gotta find your um like a coffee time or a and with that said, any of your links, I'll drop them in the show notes so
Okay,
people can find
amazing.
you and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
guys. Thank you.